afternoons. Nannies, too, left minivans idling at the curb to walk their charges to the door for a chance to see him up close, maybe even talk to him, drink in a few sips of his voice, which carried the faintest hint of a southern drawl, a souvenir from the years when he lived in New Orleans. Last summer, when Frank Chadwick convinced Chris to join the town's softball team, women who'd never watched their husbands play suddenly appeared on the sidelines. They pretended to cheer while admiring Christopher's butt, round as two firm cantaloupes, beneath the thin polyester of those uniform pants. Is he wearing a cup, or is that, natural? One woman whispered to another. All the running they did left the Langleys enviably fit. How many mornings had I looked out the bathroom window and nearly been blinded by their radiance as they jogged past the house? Good health oozed from their pores, the opposite of the image reflected back at me in the mirror. Graying hair sprouted at my roots and temples. My face, most days, appeared pale and puffy as an angel food cake. My tongue felt sandpapery as a cat's, and tasted faintly of the wine I'd downed quickly the night before to take the edge off the day and force my evenings to blur into something more bearable. In the early spring, through the window screen, I could hear their laughter, the way they held a conversation and bantered easily, never out of breath, and I despised them. Golden and good-natured, even Murphy, their dog, was beautiful. If he stopped to chew grass, one of them would command, "Keep it moving, Murph," and the dog obeyed. How could you not loathe this couple? We were merciless in our constant need to dissect them. Like hawks circling, we waited to spot their weaknesses. They had no children. Some chalked it up to that selfish millennial stereotype. Others felt sorry for them. Such a shame, their kids would be stunning. But a group of us, the ones who'd fallen into codependent friendships, ones forged for survival at mommy and me classes or preschool drop-offs and pickups, envied the Langleys. United in our easy-to-maintain haircuts, comfortable shoes, and yoga pants, we resented them as we imagined the perfect pair doing all the things we no longer could. Staying awake past 10 on a Friday night, sleeping in on Saturdays, savoring Sunday brunches. Deflated balls and mold-speckled riding toys weren't ruining their lawn. Their driveway wasn't littered with crushed-up pieces of forgotten sidewalk chalk or pulverized goldfish crackers covered in ants. Phantom whiffs of vomit didn't waft up from their couch cushions. Sometimes, after too many glasses of wine, we'd speculate. They'd probably still have sex in the shower. Remember that? Remember shower sex? Ever see them stretching in the park? They're so fucking limber. On and on we'd go, until even to our drunken ears, we heard how jealous and ridiculous we sounded. At the annual block party or the neighborhood holiday cocktail gathering, the Langleys had their own gravitational pull. Necks swiveled, heads spun in their direction. And the way they looked at each other? We were the spellbound audience, catching the joyous final scene of a Hallmark movie. Don't forget she's an actress, the more bitter among us reminded the group. But most of us believed it wasn't an act. They seemed so insular, as if all they needed was each other. It had to be real. So naturally, the shock of Allison's abrupt exit left us reeling, clamoring for answers. What went wrong? Had she met someone else? Maybe he wanted to get the band back together and tour again? Did they disagree about starting a family? No one knows what goes on in someone else's home. I know this better than anyone. And of course it was none of our business. But after living so long in our quiet town, people craved news beyond soaring property values and preferred preschool teachers. How could Allison's decision to suddenly run off in the early hours of a late April morning not become breaking news that worked its way into